to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently. We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah, talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle? You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of David.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamin. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, please go ahead and hit that like button. It doesn't cost you a thing. All right, so hold on. I'm trying to pull this up on my phone. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it. Let's see who's in here. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. And as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is doing or what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay, I'm trying to pull my chat up. There I go. All right, so let's get into it. Okay. Hey, Nessie X, Nia's in the house, Poetical Winds, Turkey's in the Dale, love her. All right, Dervis is here. Let's get into it. Where's my moderators with their nefarious selves? Claudette is here, my aunt Egypt. Okay, let's get down to it. Jeff ATL, Danielle. All right, Buckhurst DC. All right, shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. First off, let's talk about this sad story. I saw this sometime early this morning. So five boys, sons, and they were brothers, and their father were injured seriously in a propane tank explosion. Okay, very sad, and they're in critical condition. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm going to share my screen. And this happened in Bagley, Minnesota. Okay, the five boys and their father are recovering from serious burn injuries after a propane tank exploded in Bagley. Now, according to the Minnesota State Fire Marshal's office, the accident happened Monday when the father and his sons opened a storage container to get some toys. Officials say a 100-pound propane tank was inside the container and the tank was leaking gas. Oh my goodness. So this was up close when this happened. Also said, okay, I'm going to share my screen so you all can see the news report. Here we go.
Are recovering from serious burns after a propane tank exploded in Bagley on Monday. Gordon Severson has the latest on their recovery and a warning from the state fire marshal. Gordon?
Yeah, all five brothers and their father are in the burn unit at the Hennepin County Medical Center. The family says the boys are in critical condition, but they're starting to show some signs of recovery.
Complete tragic accident.
According to the state fire marshal's office, the accident happened Monday at a storage facility in Bagley. A father and his five sons opened up their container to get some toys. Inside, a 100-pound propane tank was leaking gas.
It was assumed that it was an empty container.
Chief Deputy Fire Marshal Amanda Swenson says the gas was ignited when the father struck a lighter, triggering an explosion. Officials say the five boys and their father were airlifted to HCMC in Minneapolis.
I think sometimes people underestimate in those containers how much propane might be there or how powerful that can be.
On the family's Carrying Bridge site, the boy's mother said Thursday, today's surgeries went well. There will be more tomorrow. Prayers are greatly appreciated. In a statement, she said all five boys are being treated for burns, are intubated, and in critical condition. The family also has a GoFundMe that has brought in more than $68,000.
Burn injuries and these types of injuries have a long road of recovery generally.
Swenson says the accident is a tragic reminder to all Minnesotans who use propane and other explosive gases to check the connections on your tanks whenever you move them or store them.
Give it a once over. Check all of those lines, make sure your connections are solid. It really doesn't take much to be a really bad situation when it meets an ignition source.
Now, the state fire marshal also recommends gas detectors because heading into cold and flu season, you may not smell the gas leak if you're sick. They're also warning deer hunters who may be sitting in a hunting shack or anyone who may be spending time in an ice fishing house this winter to also bring carbon monoxide detectors just in case.
It wasn't necessarily pretty, but
Okay, that is extremely sad. I hate to hear stuff like that. Those little boys are so handsome. Okay, prayers for them and their father for a speedy recovery. And they're all in critical condition. They've had several surgeries thus far, according to reports. Very sad. You have to be really careful with those tanks. And let me tell you something, that's very dangerous. I remember when I was a kid, my little brother, who was always bad, he got to the stove and turned the gas on the stove, and my mother didn't know it. Nobody knew. And back then, my mother used to smoke cigarettes. And so we had gone to the store or somewhere, and when we got home, my mother was about to light a cigarette, but something told her not to light it. And thank God she didn't, because when we walked in the house, she smelled gas, went straight to the kitchen, and saw that the gas was turned on. It had been on since the time we left, okay, which had been probably like 30 minutes, I would guess. Anyway, we had to get out of the house, and we had to stay out of there until the gas fumes were gone or whatever. But if my mother had walked in that house with that cigarette she was about to light, same thing could have happened. Thank God she followed her intuition. And so prayers for them for a speedy recovery. Hopefully they won't have any really debilitating scars or issues after their recovery. Okay, so keep them in prayer. Now, with that all been said, let's talk about this nefarious man. Nope. Before we get into him, we're going to talk about Richard Allen, the man that has just been found guilty, okay, of the Delphi murders. We're going to get into that. But before we do, let's talk about this celebrity chef. Please don't kill me, bro. Celebrity chef says he's grateful to be alive after being gunned down with girlfriend in a robbery that was caught on video. This is all so crazy. Now, an award-winning chef of the year from Maryland has appeared on the Food Network and regularly cooks for celebrities and athletes. He's recovering from a shooting ambush that left him and his girlfriend hospitalized last week, with the entire assault caught on camera. Now, we're not going to look at the assault, okay? Now, this incident shook us, okay? This is what ex-NFL star and chef Tobias Dorzon said on Saturday in a statement that was posted to Instagram. Okay, saying that I'm incredibly grateful to be on the road to recovery. Now, Dorzon, a former Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tennessee Titans running back who has appeared on the Food Network programs titled Chopped and Tournament of Champions and the Guys Grocery Games, was returning home from dinner on Tuesday night, November the 5th, when 5 armed attackers set upon him and his girlfriend. They probably had been watching them or following them. Pay attention. He says, please don't kill me, bro. Please don't kill me. This is what he can be heard saying on the surveillance video after the group started shooting at him. Now, the footage, which was first obtained by TMZ and Fox affiliate WTTG, shows the group setting upon Dorzon and his girlfriend in the 2500 block of Kirkwood Place in Hyattsville, a Washington, D.C. suburb, at around 10:15 p.m. So surveillance cameras in the area caught the alleged assailants arriving and leaving in a white SUV with a sunroof and an unknown tag. The suspects were wearing jackets and hoods, with three of them carrying semi-automatic handguns and a fourth allegedly brandishing a short rifle of some sort. Now, they say this is barbarous activity and conduct by violent criminals. Okay, it darn sure is. Says, I want to see those responsible for this heinous act held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. This is what Prince George's County Council member Wanika Fisher, who represents the area where the shooting occurred, said in a statement. Now, Chef Dorzon owns 2 amazing restaurants in Hyattsville, is a valued member of the District 2 community, and my dear friend, she says. Such a horrible act couldn't have happened to a better person. I am sending my deepest sympathies to him and the second victim, as well as their families and friends, and I wish them both a speedy recovery. We have no place for this kind of senseless violence in our district or community. Dorzon sent out statements on his personal Instagram account over the weekend, in addition to his restaurant pages, updating everyone on his condition and future in the wake of the shooting. He says, I'm still here. See y'all soon. Now, speaking through the Huncho House and 1123 by Chef Tobias Pages, Dorzon wrote, "My team is stronger than ever, and our doors remain open to serve you the food we love creating. If you're wondering how to support, come by, make a reservation, and enjoy a meal with us. Your support means the world to me." Okay, so this is all crazy, honey. These people out here just doing all kinds of nefariousness. Hold on, I'm going to show this news report so you all can see who he is. Hold on. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. And they're still hunting for the gunman. Fat Boo said robbery or threat. Oh, no, they were robbing him and his girlfriend, and they shot them in the process. Okay, just devils. Please pay attention. Hold on. Why is this not playing? Hold on, beloveds. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I don't know why this didn't play. Hold on, let me try it again. Let me see here. Okay, I see what it is. I have to go to YouTube. Here we go.
Police in Maryland are on the hunt for gunmen who opened fire on a couple in Prince George's County. One of the victims is a very popular celebrity chef from the area and a longtime friend of our morning shows. In fact, he was just on Lion Lunch Hour a month ago. Police say this all unfolded during an attempted robbery. Fox 5's Melanie Alwick has been following this story for us all morning long. She's live in Hyattsville. Melanie, what can you tell us at this hour?
Yeah, so many people reaching out after learning that the man shot here Tuesday night was Chef Tobias Dorzon. And it happened right at the end of this dead-end street, right around the curve there. And the suspects following Dorzon's Uber, then targeting the chef and his companion. Dorzon, as you know, if you're a guest, a frequent viewer of Good Day DC. He was the first Prince George's County native to win Chef of the Year by the Restaurant Association of Maryland. He's been a frequent guest on Fox 5 and has been on several Food Network programs. He owns and operates 2 restaurants in Hyattsville, Maryland, not far from where the shooting happened. Now take a look at this video. Fox 5 obtained surveillance video of the Uber being followed by a white car Tuesday night, and then you'll hear the gunfire. And just so scary there as you see the gunman as well. This happened around 10:15 Tuesday night on Kirkwood Place in Hyattsville. Investigators tell Fox 5 that Dorzon and his companion were returning from a night out when they were followed and came under that violent attack by 4 gunmen. Many neighbors were home watching election results, the shooting sending shockwaves through the community.
Yes, it was gunshots, and it was a lot of them. So I'm not sure how many, but it was quite a lot. I'm feeling like I'm gonna have to change some of my patterns, like especially if I'm coming back late at night in an Uber. So yeah, so it's gonna change things a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Now, investigators say personal belongings of the chef and his companion were taken as well before the suspects took off in that white car with a sunroof. The Uber driver was not injured. Now, a council member told Fox 5 that Dorzon is out of surgery and on his way to recovery. We do not have an update on the woman's condition. At last word, she was in critical condition. Police say they are still looking for 4 suspects and 1 getaway driver. If you go to our website, fox5dc.com, or onto our app or our social media pages, we'll have a link there for you where you can read more detailed descriptions of who police are looking for.
Okay, so thank God he's alive and safe, and the young lady, but she's still in recovery. So prayers for a speedy recovery for her. This is all just so sick and annoying. First of all, if they were going to rob them, why did you have to shoot them, idiots? And then not to mention, I told you all they were likely following them, and as it turns out, that's exactly what they were doing. You have to be on your P's and Q's and be watching your surroundings, honey, because people are out here desperate these days. Okay, whole thugs. And let me tell you guys, I saw a video a few months ago of this person. This guy was at a gas station. Now, he was at a gas station pumping his gas, and these thugs pulled up in this big white van. They blocked his car in from the front, right? They parked it like an angle so they could block him in. And then they got out there, were going to try to carjack him. You know what he did? He took that gas, the gas pump, and started spraying them. Just started spraying them, dousing them all with the gas, and that was good for them. And not to mention, they had the sliding door on the van open for where some of them jumped out. It had to be about 4 or 5 of them. And so he's spraying the gas on them and even sprayed it inside the van. Honey, they took off running and scattered like roaches. Okay, please pay attention. You see, you have to always have your wits about yourself and be paying attention when you're dealing with these type of thugs, or any type of thug, shall I say, at the end of the day. That's right. Cookie said they are thugs. Some of you all saying you saw that. Okay, exactly. Let me tell you something. Queen Sam said, I saw that one too, Queen. I told you we think alike. Okay. And here's the thing. Here's a tip for some of the ladies. When you're at the gas station, women often leave their purse in the car, possibly on the floor or on the passenger seat. And then you turn your back and you're pumping your gas. Well, you need to always be facing your car when you're pumping your gas and also observing what's going on around you, and have your doors locked other than the door that you got out of. Because what they said these thieves are doing is they'll go up to the cars, right, while the person has their back turned, slide the door open and take their purse or whatever. Okay, these people are crafty. All they do, you have to think about it. People who don't have a job, people who are just low down thugs and who just engage in nefariousness all day long, every day, and twice on Sundays. What they do is they sit around and plot. They sit around and twiddle their thumbs and come up with all kinds of ways to rob, and just do things to take what other people have. If they put half of that effort into going out and trying to put in an application somewhere, I'm sure they could get a job. Okay, but sadly, these thugs don't want to work. They just want to rob and take from what working people have. Now, in his case, I'm quite sure, I figured they had been watching him. They probably knew who he was, okay, and knew that he had money and things like that. So you have to always be watching. And I don't even trust these Uber drivers, because let me tell you something. Some of these Uber drivers are nefarious. How does he know that the Uber drivers didn't know those people who came and robbed him? Because the Uber driver didn't get hurt. Did they even get scared? I have questions. And I'm not saying that they had anything to do with it, but you just never know. Because there's a story that I recall reporting on. I don't know if I reported on it, but I definitely read a story about some people in the same neighborhood, okay, people that were pretty much well-to-do, and they were going on a trip out of town. And so they each called an Uber, and it was the same Uber driver who picked all of them up. Now, he took them to the airport and then doubled back and robbed all of their houses. That's what he did, because he knew that none of them were there and that they weren't coming back anytime soon. He literally just dropped them off at the airport. So he went back and robbed their houses. I forget how he got caught. Okay, but please pay attention, because these people are nefarious out here in these streets. Now, let's talk about this idiot who threw his baby, an 8-month-old, against the wall because he was losing NBA 2K. This is all so stupid. Look at this fool right here. Let me show his face on the screen. This is all crazy. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Look at him. There he is right there. I wish I had a bigger picture of this fool playing a darn video game and got mad because he was losing and threw the baby against the wall. And his name is Jalen White. He's in a Milwaukee County jail where he belongs. So a Wisconsin man is in custody after allegedly throwing an 8-month-old boy against a wall in Milwaukee in his home because he was losing a basketball-themed video game. Jalen A. White, who, according to court records, is 20 years old, is facing charges of child abuse with great bodily harm and child neglect. He's at the Milwaukee County Jail on a $100,000 bond. Prosecutors described the alleged abuse during White's first appearance in front of Milwaukee County Court Commissioner Andrea Bolinder, saying, "Your statement was he hit the wall hard. You heard the bang of the wall." This is what Bolinder told White, according to the courtroom report from the local ABC affiliate. So the child is in the hospital, but it's not expected to survive. Do y'all hear this? The child is in the hospital, but it's not expected to survive. This is a darn shame. This poor baby. Now, according to a criminal complaint obtained by Law and Crime, the incident occurred on a Tuesday at White's home in the 7,000 block of 42nd Street near Good Hope Road in North Milwaukee. White and the boy's mother rent a room in the home owned by her parents, according to police. Now, she went to work and left the boy in care of White. who is unemployed and takes care of him full time. The boy identified in the complaint as JW was in good health when his mother came home from work that day, but she allegedly went out again to buy some marijuana, according to the detectives. White was watching the child while playing video games. When the mother got back, she found the boy in his playpen making noises. He was barely breathing and his right arm was twitching. The mother picked him up and with White allegedly angrily asking where she was going and to give him the baby. She later told detectives. Now, she took the boy to her father, who told her to call 911. Doctors at the hospital said the boy suffered from skull fractures, 6 broken ribs, and a healing broken collarbone. They do not believe the boy will survive his injuries. First of all, a healing, a broken collarbone, so that had to have been a previous injury. This child was obviously being abused. Now, they need to look into the mother because maybe she needs charges too. Now, after receiving his Miranda warnings, White gave various accounts or varying accounts of how the boy may have suffered the injuries, including that he fell off an air mattress onto the carpeted floor. But none of White's explanations could match the severity of his son's injuries. Eventually, he admitted to throwing the boy against the wall. My son hit his head on the wall. He hit his head hard on the wall, bro. I heard the wall. It was a loud, hard wall. Idiots. While the detectives, White then told detectives he was playing the video game NBA 2K and became frustrated that he was down 2 points in the fourth quarter. How stupid is this? Where do they get these demons from? Which led him to throwing the boy against the wall. This is a severe level of violence for an innocent child. Okay, this is what Milwaukee County Assistant District Attorney Madeline Witt said. White reportedly shook his head and wiped away tears during the hearing. Now, the medical personnel have indicated that the child, sadly, is not expected to live, to which case these charges will be increased to a homicide. Now, court officials said White faces more than 60 years behind bars should he be convicted of child abuse, and up to life should the boy die and the charges be upgraded to homicide. White has a court hearing scheduled for Friday. Now, the complaint said the victim's mother is also facing charges, but those details weren't readily available. She should be facing charges because if this child had a healing broken collarbone, that lets me know this child's been beaten before. Okay, how long has this been going on? And then she had to go ask her father if she should take the child to the hospital. His arm's twitching. Okay, he's making whimpering noises and barely breathing. These people are just stupid. This really gets me upset. But let's continue. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now let's talk about these other fools who left a baby in a hot-ass car. You failed that child. Dad who left 18-month-old daughter to die in a hot car after drug and alcohol-fueled 4th of July party receives his fate. This is Joel and Jasmine Rondon. These two idiots here. Some people do not deserve kids. They really don't. Here they go right here. Out there drinking and smoking. So a father Florida will reportedly spend the next 2 decades behind bars after he and his wife left their 18-month-old daughter in a car in the middle of the Sunshine State's scorching hot summer. How dumb can you be? Now, Joel Rondon, 34 years old, pleaded guilty to aggravated manslaughter of a child in the death of his daughter last year and was sentenced Friday by Judge Jalal Harb. Okay, Joel Rondon tested positive for meth, marijuana, and alcohol, while his wife Jasmine Rondon tested positive for both marijuana and alcohol. Okay, they left the toddler overnight after returning home from a 4th of July. Left this child in the car overnight? Did they forget the child was there because they were drunk and high as hell? This is all crazy. Now, Rondon reportedly said he felt shattered and scarred by his daughter's death, with Harb having harsh words for him at the sentencing. One of the most impressive facts of this case is that you decided to go back to the vehicle to retrieve your cigarettes and you didn't notice your child there. That's what the judge said. Now, he didn't forget them damn cigarettes, but he forgot the child was in there. This is not a question, and you're done talking, the judge says. You failed that child, and you can continue to fail, and you continue to fail that child now. Jasmine Rondon, who's 34 years old, also is charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child and is waiting for her trial. Now, as Law and Crime previously reported, the Polk County Sheriff's Office said in a press release that Rondon's attended the celebration in Lakeland with their 3 children, ages 8, 6, and 18 months. Now, the family arrived home at about 3 a.m. in the morning. First of all, what are you doing coming home at 3 a.m. with children that young? On July the 5th of 2023, after both parents had consumed alcohol and smoked marijuana during the course of the party. Okay, that's the time they got home. Now, upon their return, Jasmine Rondon instructed her husband to bring the toddler inside while she took the other 2 children into their home. Joel Rondon said the car door they used to access the child's car seat was opened at the time. He then brought a few things inside and went back out where he observed that all 4 doors of the car had been closed. Assuming his wife had retrieved their daughter, Joel Rondon got into bed with his wife and went to sleep. Neither husband nor wife asked each other if they had brought the victim inside. Joel Rondon awoke around 10 a.m. the following morning and spent approximately an hour preparing for work. Around 11 a.m., he asked one of the older children to check on the baby in the bedroom, per the release. However, the child informed Joel that the baby was not in the bedroom. Eventually, Rondon ventured outside and looked inside the car, which was parked in the driveway, fully exposed in the sun. Inside the vehicle, he discovered the unresponsive toddler, still strapped in her car seat. In a panic, he brought the child inside before eventually driving her to Lakeland Regional Medical Center with Jasmine. Despite efforts to revive the girl and lower the body temperature, the child could not be saved and was pronounced dead at 2:42 p.m. It's a darn shame. At the time of her death, authorities said the child's internal body temperature was recorded at 104.4 degrees, and that's Fahrenheit. Medical center staff promptly notified law enforcement, who assumed control of the investigation. Even though it was painfully evident that the child suffered an absolute torturous death, Lakeland Regional still worked on the baby to try to save its life, but in fact, it was deceased. So Sheriff Grady Judd added that the heat index on the day of the victim's death was 105 degrees. Later that evening at approximately 7 p.m., both parents willingly submitted to drug screenings conducted by the Department of Children and Family Services. 17 hours after arriving home from the party, Jasmine's tested positive for alcohol and marijuana. Joel tested positive for alcohol, marijuana, and meth. 17 hours later, so you can imagine what kind of shape they were in when they arrived home from the party, okay, and left the child harnessed in the baby seat. A subsequent autopsy revealed that the cause of the victim's death was hypothermia, resulting from being left inside a car, and the manner of death was ruled a homicide. They were both taken into custody in July of 2023. So darn sad. Just ridiculous. Neil says, I don't care. I feel these people do this on purpose because they don't want them babies. These fools, I think in their cases, they were just, unfortunately for the baby, they were just high and stupid. Okay, they were just high and stupid. Now, had they not been on drugs, they may have gotten a more lenient sentence, because clearly they likely did it on accident. I mean, just from the sounds of it. But he's so stupid. He went out there to get his cigarettes, but didn't check to see if the baby was out of the car. Just because he saw the door shut, he still should have double checked. Just idiots. Well, they're going to get what they deserve now. Likes up, everyone, please. A like and share. Now, let's talk about this attempted kidnapping. Something is clearly going on. Video shows a masked man allegedly trying to kidnap a 6-year-old Jewish boy walking with his father. Now, you have to be pretty bold to try to snatch a kid while they're with their father. Surveillance video released by a community patrol group in New York City shows the terrifying moment a masked man in Brooklyn tried kidnapping a 6-year-old boy in broad daylight, snatching him away from his father as they walked down the street together. Stephen Stowe, age 28, was arrested on Sunday and charged with second-degree kidnapping, endangering the welfare of a child, and harassment for the alleged incident, which was caught on tape Saturday and shared online in the Crown Heights Shomrim Patrol, okay, a private patrol group for New York's Jewish community. So they say this is deeply concerning. Okay, this incident took place in the heart of Crown Heights. Kudos to the father for his quick reaction. Now, in the video, the boy's father can be seen on tape walking near 451 Kingston Avenue in Crown Heights and holding hands with his son and another child. Stowe can allegedly be seen scurrying up to the trio and making his move. Now, the boy's father quickly pulls his son back toward him after the alleged kidnapping attempt and shoves Stowe before fleeing. Police say that Stowe is a career criminal with over 30 arrests on his record, including criminal possession of a weapon. It's unclear why he tried to kidnap the boy. Now, over the last few weeks, members of Crown Heights Orthodox Jewish community have been targeted in multiple attacks and alleged hate crimes, per the Jerusalem Post. One Jewish man had to reportedly be treated for 18 stitches after being slashed in his face by an assailant who shouted, "F you guys." Okay, reports of anti-Semitic and hit and run squads attacking Israeli soccer fans in Amsterdam also circulated over the weekend, with Dutch officials saying they're horrified by an apparent rise in anti-Semitism, okay, that they have seen. They say something is clearly going on in Crown Heights. There have been incident after incident over the past 2 weeks. They said we got lucky this time thanks to Shamarim obtaining the footage and NYPD being able to track the suspect. However, in most cases, the perpetrators haven't been identified due to masks. Officials with the Anti-Defamation League on Saturday said they were probing the disturbing incidents. Oh, crazy. Like I said, you have to be pretty bold to be trying to do that in broad daylight. You're just going to try to run up and snatch somebody's kid. But let me tell you all something. Do you all remember a few years ago, and I thought this was so crazy, there was a couple, or there was a mother. It could have been a couple, I don't recall, but there was a parent in a store like Walmart. I think they were in Walmart, and they had a son who was like maybe 3 or 4 years old. So this man comes in the store dressed as a gorilla, had on a full-on gorilla suit, runs up, snatches the child, takes off running. Now, the father gives chase. I think it was the mother and father. The father gives chase, caught the man, and snatched his son back up, and then held the man or whatever. When the police got there, do you all know they let that man go? Because the man said it was just a prank. Because he said it was just a prank. I'm sorry, what? Now, it was a Hispanic couple, and the man who had on the gorilla suit also looked like he was Hispanic. Does anybody remember that? And he said it was a damn prank. First of all, who's laughing? And who thinks it's funny? You're going to run up and snatch somebody's kid, and you got on a whole costume. See, that was not a darn prank. He was actually trying to take that child, okay? Because that's nothing to play about. Who does that? You could have gotten shot. Who plays those kinds of games? In my opinion, he was trying to abduct that child, and he had on the gorilla suit as a ruse so no one would see what he looked like. And then if he got caught by chance, he could just say it was a prank. And that's exactly what he did. They didn't even lock him up. I thought that was crazy as hell, okay? I thought that was all crazy. Because if that had been my child, they'd had to lock me up by the time I got through with him. Okay, please pay attention. All crazy. So now let's talk about this Delphi case. We're going to go to some of the footage from the beginning. Before he got found guilty, this thug named Richard Allen, okay? Jurors deliberating in Richard Allen's trial for the Delphi murders. Okay, so let's talk about it. Like, sub, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Has anyone heard of this case? Has anyone heard of this case? Let's talk about it. Let me just give you let you know what's a summary of the case. So, Richard Allen, guilty in charges of the Delphi double murder of 2 teenage girls. Okay, so he supposedly killed these girls, teenagers. I don't know how he knew them or if he even knew them. Hold on. Like, up, everyone, please like and share. And this is all real crazy. This happened in 2023. Okay, now here's what they say. Okay, documents unsealed in this actually happened in 2017. Documents unsealed Wednesday in the 2017 Delphi murders provide new insight into the case against Richard Allen. They also reveal for the first time publicly how investigators believe Abby Williams and Libby German were killed. Allen County Judge Francis Gull assigned to oversee the high-profile case, unsealed nearly 120 documents. An additional 19 filings remain sealed. Now, the documents reveal, among other things, that Allen admitted to his wife during a phone call that he was responsible for killing the teens. Now, the state's response to defense motion to suppress evidence revealed for the first time publicly that investigators believe a knife was used to kill the girls. The document also includes the search warrant and the search warrant return. Autopsies of the girls ruled their deaths as homicides, and their wounds were caused by sharp objects. Investigators also determined the articles of clothing from the girls were missing from the scene, including a pair of underwear and a sock. Now, the search warrant shows investigators were looking for firearms at Allen's home in Delphi, along with knives, electronic devices, clothing, and a specific cell phone. Investigators wanted to search the property, including outbuildings, a shed, and Allen's car. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see one of these earlier reports. Likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share.
Time, we know a knife was used in the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German in Delphi. That's just one of the details revealed after a judge released nearly 300 pages on the investigation into their deaths. The documents unsealed this afternoon include new information about the 2017 murders, what led to Richard Allen's arrest, and what's happened in the months after he was taken into custody. Among the revelations, though, Allen admitted multiple times to killing Abby and Libby.
And now we have a copy of the search warrant for Allen's home. Our Max Lewis dug into these documents earlier today and breaks down some of the new details that we've learned.
We knew that Richard Allen was interviewed by a DNR officer in the days following Abby Williams and Libby German's murders. He told that officer he was on the trails. However, for some reason, that interview never went anywhere until September 2022 when it was re-examined. About a month later, in October, Allen and his wife were interviewed by the Delphi investigators. During that interview, both confirmed that Allen owned guns and a blue Carhartt jacket, similar to one worn by the suspect in the photo and video taken on the Monon High Bridge the day of the murders. The day of the second interview, detectives applied for and were granted a search warrant for Allen's Delphi home. Inside, they found a .40 caliber handgun and .40 caliber bullets. The state police lab claims a bullet found at the scene between the girls' bodies was cycled through a gun found in Allen's home. The evidence log also says police seized those 13 knives along with dozens of pieces of clothing and numerous electronic devices. The other major revelation from the document dump is that Allen repeatedly admitted to killing the girls during prison phone calls with his wife and mother. Documents detail a call between Allen and his wife on April 3rd, the state writing that Allen, quote, admits several times within the phone call that he committed the offenses as charged. His wife, Kathy Allen, ends the phone call abruptly. This happened around the same time Allen's defense team claimed his mental and physical health was on the decline. Documents reveal that after that phone call, Allen began eating papers from his attorneys. They also say he refused to eat or sleep and then broke the tablet he used to make phone calls. After being evaluated by psychiatrists, prison officials said Allen's behavior began to return to normal. His attorneys have repeatedly tried to have him moved to the local jail in Cass County, but Judge Fran Gall has yet to make a final ruling.
And that was our Max Lewis reporting. Allen's defense team has asked the judge to throw out all the evidence found during the execution of the search warrant because it lacked probable cause that Allen had committed a crime. We're also waiting for a decision on that motion as well. 118 court filings were made public as part of the judge's order today. Another 19 will remain under seal.
One of the big debates in this case right now is over where Allen is being held. His defense team argues his physical and mental condition have deteriorated while he's been at the Westville Correctional Facility. One of the documents unsealed today was a letter from an inmate at Westville Correctional. The letter claims Allen was being abused and mistreated by inmates and guards. The letters said that guards would call Allen a kid killer. Allen's defense team wants him moved to a county jail. The judge took their arguments under advisement at his latest hearing 2 weeks ago.
Tonight, Libby German's sister is reacting to the release of these documents. Keep in mind, we haven't heard from the family in months after the judge issued a gag order in the case. Today, Libby's sister, Kelsey German, tweeted, "Remember, as these documents are being released, that family members and friends of Abby and Libby can see your post. Justice for Abigail Williams and Libby German is what this is about at the end of the day. Don't let his name be heard more than theirs today or ever." Abby and Libby were best friends and were killed when they went on a hike on the Monon High Bridge. In February 2017, the girls were both in 8th grade at Delphi Community Middle School. In the years since the murders, people around Delphi, the country, even the world have seen their story and hoped along with their families for justice. Now, that trial is scheduled to start in January in Carroll County, and the jury will come from Allen County.
We've posted all of the documents that were unsealed today on.
First of all, he has a lot of damn nerve. Okay, his lawyers sound crazy as hell. They're sitting there talking about the people are calling him the corrections officers are calling him a child killer, a kid killer. That's what he is. So are we supposed to carry this feeling to her? Like these people have a whole lot of damn nerve. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, you murdered 2 little girls, but you're complaining. Your lawyers are concerned and want you moved because somebody called you a kid killer. That's what you are. That's what you are. And I'm sorry, but jail is not where you go to meet nice people. Okay. That's not where you go for people to treat you nice and handle you with kitten gloves. Okay. You get what you get at the end of the day. I mean, it's a whole lot of nerve if you ask me. I'm sorry. Please make it all make sense. Anyway, oh, so crazy. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. I'm going to go to this other report and then we're going to talk about his guilty verdict. I hope they put his ass under the damn jail, under the prison.
Of deliberation, the jury has called it a night.
It's the case that gripped the world.
This was one of those that the moment it happened, people became obsessed with it.
2 8th grade girls disappear on a hike in the tiny town of Delphi, Indiana. What came next? A horrific double murder in broad daylight.
The city of 3000 is on edge. 2 bodies found, no one in custody.
The bodies have been positively identified as Abigail J. Williams, 13, of the Delphi area, and Liberty Rose Lynn German, 14. This is considered a double homicide investigation.
Tens of thousands of tips pouring in, and a critical piece of evidence. Video recorded by one of the girls pointing directly to a suspect.
For a long time, the question was, who is Bridge Guy? A lot of people in town thought they recognized him.
We have his face, his voice, his image, the way he walks, what he sounds like.
Rumors and theories swirled for years until a surprise break in the case led police to Richard Allen, charging him with double murder.
I think in 2017, Delphi was the safest place any of us felt like we could be. We would leave our doors unlocked. We didn't have security systems.
In the soul of small town America, an unthinkable crime. And the victims, best friends, 14-year-old Liberty German and 13-year-old Abigail Williams.
They had the same interests in music and arts, had played volleyball together.
Everything was normal up till February the 13th, 2017.
It was a beautiful day, but the girls said, you know what? Let's hang out together. BFFs. They went out for a walk.
The destination? The Monon High Bridge Trail. Hours later, when the girls were supposed to meet Libby's father to be picked up, they were nowhere to be found.
Becky tried to call, and she said, hey, we're not getting can't get a hold of Libby. I said, all right, let me pack up here, and I'll head that way. I'm just walking up and down trails, trying to look and hollering and yelling. She said, it's starting to get dark. I think we ought to call the police.
Everyone was out looking for these young girls. But you still had hope, you know?
But then, a full day later, the search party made a disturbing discovery.
This is considered a double homicide investigation. No further information will be released at this time.
According to the investigators, he killed them within 20 minutes. And according to a blood expert, Abby was forced to put on Libby's clothes before she was murdered. So Libby's naked. But what happened between the guy on the bridge on Libby's phone saying, guys down the hill, they go down the hill? What interrupted him?
Over time, police circulated 2 very different sketches of the suspect.
Those differences in the two sketches were very noticeable and actually created a lot more questions for the public. Investigators begin to release evidence and information that was captured, taken from Libby's phone, including video that shows the so-called bridge guy.
He looks exactly like every single person in Indiana. He's wearing the clothes that everybody here wears, everywhere around us wears.
Then an audio recording. Investigators, desperate for leads, asked the public if they were on the bridge that day to report what they saw.
Richard Allen himself called police not long after this whole incident unfolded and self-reported being at that trail.
In the information vacuum, the internet obsession only grew.
Definitely eerie being out here, even in the daylight, because this is the time of day when it happened.
About 5 years after their brutal murders, authorities had more than 70,000 tips that they were investigating or had investigated, and yet there were no suspects and no arrests.
In 2022, a lead coming in the form of a wrongly documented file found by a volunteer clerk at the sheriff's department, leading back to that name from 5 years earlier, Richard Allen.
A cold case of 5 years, and it was solved due to like a volunteer a file clerk who noticed a clerical error?
Yes,
That's it.
that's it.
Police bring him in for questioning.
They questioned him very extensively at the police department, and he repeatedly denied being involved with it. It got hostile, and over he denied being involved. Toward the end, he got exasperated and essentially told police, if you think I did this, arrest me, almost as a dare. And shortly after, they did.
Authorities raid Allen's home, where they find a blue jacket, which they say is similar to the one Bridge Guy was wearing. And they find a Sig Sauer handgun, which authorities say matched an unspent bullet round found at the scene of the crime.
And that bullet was the same kind that would have been used in the gun found at Richard Allen's home.
Police arrest Richard Allen in October 2022 and charge him with the murders of Abby and Libby. The 52-year-old is a husband, a father, and known around town.
He's someone who lived there, was an ingrained member of the community that no one put like two and two together. Like that period of time actually tells me this is how much people actually didn't suspect him.
Now in 2024, more than 7 years after the murders of Abby and Libby, Richard Allen faces trial for their deaths. Behind closed doors, key details about the crime coming to light for the first time.
The jury saw the photos of the girls in the leaves where they had been found, and both of their throats had been slit.
Then you get to Abby. She was dressed in Libby's clothes, Libby's jeans, Libby's zip-up jacket, Abby's shirt, her same shirt, Libby's bra, her bra. Dressed, redressed, Libby no clothes. She remained in a position with her sweatshirt like this, which was Libby's sweatshirt.
Some evidence at trial, raising more questions than answers. To start, Richard Allen pleaded not guilty to the murders.
A large part of their argument is that Richard Allen confessed over 60 times to wardens, inmates, family members, almost anyone who would listen within this prison and jailhouse setting.
He had a conversation, for example, where he asks his wife, I did it, Kathy, I did it. Do you still love me?
But Allen's defense, trying to poke holes in the prosecution's case and focusing the jury's attention on those confessions and Richard Allen's mental health after being held in solitary confinement for months on end.
We heard from his psychologist who testified as to what a decline he had, and some of the behaviors that he displayed in prison were alarming. He was naked a lot, he was rolling around on the floor, he was eating paper, he was drinking from his toilet. All of these things, they say, were proof that he was really suffering mentally.
That doesn't prove any darn thing, because he could have been acting, which is likely what he was doing. Okay, now he wants to roll on the floor and eat paper. Please pay attention. This is all just a whole fraud.
And entering psychosis, including at the time when he was admitting to these crimes.
Another point of strength for the defense, investigators found no DNA evidence at the scene linking Richard Allen or anyone to the crime.
Having no biological evidence in a crime scene that is very bloody, grotesque, probably also very violent, is peculiar.
In an unusual filing, which the judge ruled cannot be allowed into court, Allen's team pinning the double murder on a mysterious group, but they are calling a white supremacist cult of Odinism.
I thought this was probably one of the craziest offenses that I've ever heard of in my experience.
My first response to that was, I was sort of baffled by that. It's not surprising that there are groups of Odinists proliferating sort of in that Midwest area.
Central to their argument, the idea that the girls' bodies were found in unusual positions with branches over them, which the defense argues were actually pagan runes, symbols that have mysterious significance.
So runes are widely incorporated into Odinist culture as well. At no point have we really seen the idea of ritual human sacrifice. This did not make any sense to me at all.
Richard Allen's fate is now in the hands of 12 jurors. If convicted, he faces 130 years.
Well, he has been convicted, okay? They found his behind guilty. Stupid self. Now they want to try to act like he's crazy. Yeah, right. Now he wants to play crazy. Let's go to this next report where he's been found guilty as charged.
Insurance company. And good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Scott Swan in the Channel 13 studios. We've got breaking news coming out of Carroll County this afternoon. We have learned there is a verdict in the Delphi murders case, and we've got a crew on the scene just outside the Delphi courthouse. Anne Marie Tiernan joins me live to tell us what you know at this hour. Anne?
Scott, Bob just stepped outside of the court. Verdict was read. We're told it took less than 2 minutes. Bob, explain the scene, everything you've learned.
So, and it was, 2 minutes. Guilty, 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 and guilty. All 4 counts against Richard Allen. Jurors came back. Obviously, it must be unanimous. The judge asked the defense team if they wanted to pull the jurors. The defense team did, so we got to hear every one of the jurors say that indeed was their verdict. Again, guilty on felony murder of Abby Williams, guilty felony murder of Libby German, guilty murder of knowingly or intentionally killing Abby, and guilty murder knowingly or intentionally killing Libby. Richard Allen sat emotionless. He did not show any emotion during the verdict as it was read. The defense counsel, specifically Andrew Baldwin, was sitting right next to him. He had his arm around Richard Allen at that time. He was rubbing the back of his head. The judge made it very clear that she wanted everyone to remain respectful, no outbursts in the courtroom, and there were not. But the families of Abby and Libby certainly were overcome with emotion. Becky Patty, that's Libby's grandmother, she was clutching her husband Mike's arm. And when the verdict came in, right in the front row, Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter, he put his hands, he put his head down into his hands. He began crying. Again, it took less than 2 minutes for the main part of all of this to play out. And at the end of it, the judge thanked the jurors for their service. She thanked the attorneys for what she said was a well-argued case on both sides. Richard Allen was led away in handcuffs. And at that point, after he left the room, after the judge left the room, after the jurors left the room, that's when we really saw the emotion. That's when we saw, again, Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter. He reached back and he held on tightly to Libby's grandmother's hand.
I know it's tough. You've been watching these families. It's emotional for everybody involved. The family sharing to you that when they saw some of the testimony and some of the evidence in the case and hearing the voice of a loved one that they haven't heard for 7.5 years. I mean, this has been very, very difficult. We did see outside when the news broke, Emily, quite an outpouring.
Okay, that's very sad. Condolences to the family of the 2 victims. That's awful. I hope that man rests in peace, okay? Now, Kendrick said they know the Klan don't murk little white girls. Exactly. Trying to blame it on white supremacists. Like, sit down somewhere, honey. They knew that was all cap. Okay, and Eric said it sounded like the Green Mile. That's exactly what it sounded like. Okay, that's exactly what it sounded like. Good thing they had him on camera and everybody's talking about the bridge, man, because I guarantee you they'd have blamed it on somebody of my skin tone. Okay, please pay attention. For those of you that didn't see the Green Mile, that was the same type of situation. 2 little white girls killed off in the woods, and they blamed the black man for it and sent him to prison. Come to find out they didn't even do it. Okay? So anyway, with that all been said, I'm out of here, you guys. Everyone, please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. So if you didn't see the first broadcast that I did on the main channel about Diddy, please go check that out. I love y'all to life. Okay. Thanks for tuning in again, guys. All right. So I will see you all again. I'll probably go live again today. And I got to post something on the spiritual channel. All right. Terry says, thank you, Queen. You're welcome, beloved. Purplex said, love you, Queen. Appreciate you. And I love you, right, Black. All right. Red Wine Entertainment says, gratitude, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Okay. So I love you all to life. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Okay. Remember to do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got